Good afternoon from Universal Orlando's parking garage. We are here today because Halloween is fast approaching, and as you all know, as Halloween approaches and as Halloween Horror Nights opening fast approaches, we come here and we look at some of the decorations that they put up throughout the park for Halloween Horror Nights. So today is no different. We're going to be checking out some of the props and some of the decorations, looking at the scare zones, talking about some of the houses and scare zones a little bit, but also VillainCon Minion Blast has officially opened and the app integration is official and working, so we're going to get in and give that a ride too. Check it out, see how we do, figure out what our high score is. So let's go inside. Well, it's already noticeable things that are going up for Halloween Horror Nights this year. Right here at the very entrance, we've got some giant speakers mounted up above where the crowd will be. I think this will be nice because in years past, they've been kind of back at the sweet shop, sort of back a little bit. And this year, they're up front. I think it'll be easier to hear what all is happening in the opening ceremonies. And the opening ceremonies are exactly what it sounds like. They are the opening ceremony of the night. So every single day of Halloween Horror Nights, there's a little tiny mini show that happens right as the gates first open to let the guests in. It happens right here. Also, they have finished this new ticketing area or this new turnstile area to get into the park. It's not open today. Just this section over here is open. This first scare zone is called Dr. Oddfellow's Collection of Horror. Dr. Oddfellow will lure you into Halloween Horror Nights with a promise of immortality as he lifts the veil on all the horrors to come. You'll soon realize you may not even survive the night. This scare zone is kind of like a precursor to the event. You'll see a lot of characters from different areas, different houses around the park, different scare zones around the park. It's kind of like a photo op opportunity too, where you can get photos with some of the characters that you will see. It's just kind of like a fun way to start off the event. It's like a preview of what's to come, like a trailer for the night. Also, it should be noted that there is a kind of like a platform up here where somebody could be walking around. Maybe Dr. Oddfellow will be up there making announcements, doing the opening ceremony, which will be very nice because in years past, they've been down on the ground. And if you're further back in the crowd of people out here waiting to get in, you might not have the best view of what's happening during the opening ceremonies. But now that they've moved him way up here, moved something way up here, possibly, that'll be a lot better vantage point and view for people waiting in line to get in. And it makes perfect sense because nobody's inside the park. There is some people here. In years past, there has been a Stay and Scream area here at the Today Cafe. So Stay and Scream is where, like a day guest, if I come in on my annual pass before they shut down the park to transition over to Halloween Horror Nights, I am corralled into an area that's called the Stay and Scream area, where I scan my Halloween Horror Nights ticket and then I just kind of wait in that area until Halloween Horror Nights begins. So I've done this in years past where I go to Today Cafe so that I can see the opening ceremonies. Sometimes I'm behind the characters, sometimes the characters are a little bit further away from me, sometimes I'm closer to the characters. So it's all just kind of like depending on the night. But now, if there's somebody way up here, I think your best vantage point will be out on the other side of the gates, not necessarily inside a Stay and Scream, because if it's the same as years past where it's kind of here, then you're not going to be able to look up and see what's happening right above you. So you have to forgive me, there is a little bit of construction noise happening behind me as they do some remodel work on the bathrooms back here. But this is some more of Dr. Oddfellow's set pieces. I like this. I like these weird little like dragon hands holding the lights up here. The spiderweb wheels. Creepy stuff. Suitcases everywhere. The zodiac signs, because if you guys remember back to the last video that I did, I kind of explained a little bit more about Dr. Oddfellow and who he is and what he does, but he is really into the zodiac and using this power of the zodiac in order to create immortality in himself. So a lot of little neat details. In particular, this weird businessman crow. He's probably my favorite thing that I've seen since the cat. There was a cat picture inside, I think it was Halloween or something. A lot of really interesting stuff. What's this trophy up here too? I can't really see it through my screen. I have to wait till we're editing to see what it is. But yeah, a lot of interesting stuff in here. So this is Dr. Oddfellow's caravan. So he has a carnival and he's traveling through town with that carnival, but the whole reason that he's here at Halloween Horror Nights is to draw you in order to steal your soul. And so Dr. Oddfellow will be up here performing some sort of show. And usually when there's a tarp over top something, there's a little bit of gore, some sort of scary item underneath there. So be sure to look out for that. And also we can see that there are lights and strobe lights behind him and the doors are lit around it. So this will be really neat to see once everything comes to life. And you can see there's lots of boxes around and the scare zone and everything kind of like extends this direction too. So some of these symbols here are what are used in order to you know, manifest his immortality. We'll see these symbols all throughout the park. Especially this one right here. This is like the thing, I think this is carved into his head. This one might be on his back. I haven't seen so much of this one around the park, but I have seen this one around, and I think this is the symbol that is carved into Dr. Oddfellow's head. Also, another thing to notice about these boxes is that they are hinged on one side and currently locked on the other. So I'm assuming these will be able to open up and somebody could kind of like hide inside of there and jump out and give you a little startle as you're walking through Halloween Horror Nights. And some fog machines too. So now we are heading into the Dark Zodiac scare zone. For the Dark Zodiac, Dr. Oddfellow has entered a dark dimension to harness the power of the Zodiac and live forever. He twists the signs into malevolent beings who foretell your doom. As his star rises, yours falls. So like I said, anytime we see a tarp, that means something spooky, something gory, something that most day guests would probably not want to see. And I'm interested because this is kind of attached to a fulcrum point that maybe somebody can push down and cause it to rise up out. Like a scare actor could be up here pushing down on this and pulling up whatever it is. Also, what are these gigantic pipes? These black pipes that are sticking up. Are they, oh, might be fire. Might be pyrotechnics. That's interesting and exciting. There's definitely some larger hoses slash wires going into them. I'm gonna have to investigate a little bit more. Yeah, I'm feeling at least lighting or something. Maybe compressed air for some smoke effects, but it's also very far away. So maybe fire. Throughout this scare zone, we also have stacks of barrels that this character could hide behind. And you notice that these barrels, they're made of metal, so they could make a loud noise as somebody jumps out from behind them. So I would, if you're concerned about being startled during the event, I would stick away from these barrels. So as a side note, in this scare zone or in the Hollywood section of the park, there is a Jurassic Park 30th anniversary tribute store, which we've gone into, and we'll put a link down below the like button to everything that's in there. But for a while, there was a Triceratops out here that came from Give Kids the World, and they refurbished it and put it out here for people to look at as part of the tribute store. It is now gone. It has been removed. So I'm thinking that we don't have an exact closing date for this tribute store, but we're thinking that it'll probably be sometime soon just because they're starting to remove stuff. So speaking of tribute store, and we will be visiting the new location of the tribute store for Halloween Horror Nights in this video because they did just put it up. It's over in New York, but something that is offered this year is it is based off of a comic book shop. So you can buy a cover that will be on display in the comic book shop. So you have your photo in the comic book shop, and then at the end of the event, they send this to you. They send you your comic book cover photo. It's a nice, unique souvenir that is like very, very personalized because your photo is on the front cover of a piece of Halloween Horror Nights memorabilia. So we found out that they're $95 a piece, and we found out that the outside two can only be single people, and the three in the middle here can be up to 2 people. And you can put your pet on here, but it has to be a full body shot of the pet. So here's the question. If you can do pets, can I do like a fish?
It's actually a wonderful question, to be perfectly honest.
Who knows? I think most people do dogs, right? Dogs and cats.
Whenever someone thinks of pet, they automatically think dog.
Ooh, okay. So I found out that it's not limited to what kind of pet you have either. You can do a dog, cat, and they, you know, nothing official, but the people inside, the cashier and everything, were like, I don't see why it couldn't be a fish. You could put a fish on there, or like a snake, or a lizard, or something like that. I wonder if I could do a pet rock. I'm just getting ridiculous now, but it's questions that I have. So back into the scare zone, and like I said before, if there's a tarp covering it, there's definitely some form of gore or horror underneath there that they don't want the normal day guests to see. Ooh, is this a fog machine piping in here? I'm guessing so. Could be water, you never know. Oh, it is water. So anytime you see this sort of covering, that means that this will be a wet surface. So I'm assuming I'm thinking these are Pisces, like fish, dive down into whatever this is, and there's a spurt of water simulating blood coming out right here. That'll be fun. And this right here, this little stomp box right here, is what's called a scare actor activated trigger So this is their trigger. They can be standing here and they're doing something, and they stomp on that box and it creates the effect. Like maybe the fish come down at that moment, the water spurts out, and then a noise comes from the speaker. So that's something that's really interesting. And you can't really see that happening when you're here, but just know that if you see a character kind of stomp down on something, there might be a spooky moment happening. So because we talked about the tribute store, I think I'm gonna head over to New York now. This is kind of like not a circular way around the park. We did do a video where we went around and we showed where all the scare zones are going and kind of give a description of them. There just weren't as many props out when we did that video, so we're back now doing the props. But there is a scare zone straight ahead of me in Central Park, but I'm not going to Central Park. I'm gonna make a left towards Transformers, past Mel's. Also, fun fact, this is Mel's Drive-In, but during Halloween Horror Nights, some of the letters are burnt out in the neon, so it says Mel's Die-In. But yeah, we're gonna head over towards New York and have a look at the tribute store facade. And we'll go through, there's also Vamp 69 over there, another scare zone. Also, as we're making our way towards New York, I do get to pass by some fun cars. This is an Edsel. It's not very often you get to see an Edsel. And of course also an Impala behind it, but I think that the Edsel is more interesting because this was considered Ford's biggest flop. So I actually came up to the very beginning of the park because I didn't want to miss out on some of the other things that are sort of just past Dr. Oddfellow's scare zone right here, because they have started putting out the entrance portals to the houses. So we believe that this will be Blood Moon Dark Offerings, and that's what we think this entrance will be right here. And like I said, there will be a link down below the like button to our previous video where we discuss all the different houses and what their themes are and what their backstory is too. It is only a 20-minute wait for VillainCon, but we will be returning later in the day to try to ride that. So now we're making our way towards New York. We've got one or two other entrance portals to see on the way there, but then we will see the scare zone props and the tribute store facade. We are also seeing food trucks and various other food offerings starting to pop up. This one right here, the menu's not up right now, but we do know that this will be called Midway Delights. So they'll have the menu here and probably on that screen right there, but nothing just yet. So here at Music Plaza, we believe that this entrance portal will be for the Exorcist Believer, and this is kind of right across from Minion Cafe and the Bank of Evil. Then we have another food offering up here, or at least a bar up here called Stellar Bar. This is themed to Stranger Things. I like it. It's very 80s, and we still don't have the menus yet, but hopefully we'll see them soon. I do have to correct a little bit miswording that I just said. I said we don't have the menus yet. What I meant to say was the menus aren't posted yet. So we do know what the food items are going to be, or what some of the food items are going to be, because we went to an event called Taste of Terror where they gave us a preview of some of those food items and we reviewed them and they were very delicious. So we'll put a link to that down below the like button. You can see right here around Gramercy Park, we've got a few more. We've got Surfer Boy Pizza. We've got one for Yeti Campground Kills over there. There's also just outside of Minion Cafe, a bar. This one's not themed just yet, but I have a feeling they're gonna add a few things here and there. But this is a very large bar for you to get some drinks at. So over here near Jimmy Fallon Racer, New York, this is where we believe the entrance to Stranger Things will be. And that makes sense because it's near Surfer Boy Pizza. And then back here we've got Dueling Dragons and then Yeti Campground Kills, which also makes sense because the food booth back that we just showed was themed to Yeti Campground Kills. Which the entrance will be right over here. Now we're headed into Vamp 69 Summer of Blood. At a 1960s music festival in a small New York town, you'll jam to popular bands with fellow concert goers until Dr. Oddfellow unleashes vicious vampires on the audience. They're out for your blood. So some of the stuff that wasn't here the last time is I didn't have the Blood Slayers, the symbols on the bikes, anything like that. Some of this other theming, the leather jackets and such, thermoses and coolers and things weren't here. Now they are. So through listening to the podcast called Discover Universal, which is Universal's podcast, we found out that the band that is supposedly currently playing when the vampires are unleashed is Cat and the Gemstones. Cat, being the lead singer, would be right here at the microphone, but it looks like some of her bandmates have already met their demise. Here, like the drummer and possibly the guitarist. Something else going on over here. Not looking so good. There's some sort of like stick coming out into the back of somebody right there. Ooh. So there is a lot more to see in this scare zone, but before we get too far into it, I did want to point out that we were talking about the tribute store, and here it is. As I turn around with the stage behind me, this is the tribute store, open seasonally, Tribute Quality General. And this is a comic book shop now called McPherson's Collectibles, Cards and Comics. And you can see there are some comic books in there. Tribute to Terror, a collection of 4 horrifying stories. That tells me that there will be 4 different rooms this year in this tribute store. Tribute Facade, Black Cat. This is an actual photo of a previous year's tribute store. Oh, they also have a vinyl in there. Some eerie noises, quiet chaos, and haunting melodies. Oh, tribute store comic books, certified fan. I hope that they sell this year. I know that they make shirts that are not for sale, and I wish they would. I hope that they sell this, because that would be awesome. The gigantic Frankenstein, some Halloween masks. This is a vampire-free establishment, no exceptions, which is an interesting little sign because there is a vampire scare zone right outside the door. Tribute Comics proudly sold here. Inquire within. McPherson's Collectibles, new releases every week. Open 7 days a week, right here in New York. 1208 Fifth Avenue. 1208. Are we on Fifth Avenue? I don't see any signs saying that we're on Fifth Avenue. That's interesting. I guess we are. There's still some theming for Summer Music Fest 69. Cat and the Gemstones. I wonder if this is a picture of Cat from Cat and the Gemstones, but you can see there's Dr. Oddfellow's symbol on this poster. Sorry we missed you, we're closed. We'll open again soon. What else do we got? Sorry we're closed. Oh yeah, look. Some various other things. We've got Earl the Squirrel at Mardi Gras, the Holiday Tribute Store, Gerg the Llama and Earl the Squirrel go to space. Listful Alibi, Beware of a Kitten's Claws. These are fun. Oh, okay, Little B-Side Adventures. Ooh, there are a lot of little Easter eggs here in the window. If you notice any, leave them in the comment section down below. There's definitely something going on. Asylum in Wonderland. Evidence to the contrary. Massacre at the Museum. Monsters of Filmland. The Rime of the Corn. These are really neat. Like, I like this a lot. Oh, a board game. Halloween Horror Nights mystery game. Oh, how fun is this? I like this. Is this like a real game? Can we do it? Can we buy this game? First anniversary edition, new. Oh my gosh. Universal. You guys would sell these games. The Curse of the Terrible Totems. 100%. This would sell out. I mean, look, there's the tents and everything. Oh my goodness gracious. This is amazing. Because this is like a map of Universal. Oh, and it tells you the rules of the game and everything. Listen, Universal, if you guys don't make this, somebody on Etsy is going to make it, and they're going to sell a lot of it, and you guys will have missed out on that money. I'm telling you, just make it and sell it. You could do it. I believe in you. I like that it says never play alone, because Universal for Horror Nights, they always say never go alone. All right, heading further into the Vamp 69 Scare Zone, having a look around. We do have some more barrels over here, and like I said, if you're walking to the side trying to avoid the scare actors in the center, just beware. These can be loud, and they can make loud noises. Back down there, we've got the Fedra outpost for some of the food offerings from Last of Us. But that's not part of this scare zone, that just happens to be here around Gramercy Park. We're heading further and further into the Vamp 69 Scare Zone. On the podcast, so there is a podcast called Discover Universal, and they kind of give descriptions of these houses and things like that. They also do an anthology series where they kind of put you in the theme of the different areas and scare zones. And they say that these will be like vendor carts or food carts. But I have a feeling you're not going to be able to buy food or merchandise from these. They're just going to be spooky situations inside of there. Is it Beat 23? Or is it 8 Eat 23? What is the 1069? So October of 1969. What do you think? 1983, 1876. What do you guys think these numbers mean? Leave me some comments down below as to what you think. Do you think that these numbers are some of the times that Dr. Oddfellow came back? I don't know. These are just questions that I have. You can see on the outside there's a sign that says Music Fest or Bust. So they're headed to Music Fest. They just started doing Sing It. You can see them all prepped up here to come out. Bass and the beatbox up there. As I was walking through, I'm sort of just past the Palace Arcade in the New York area. And this used to be like a wall climb, like a rock climbing experience. And it seems like they have taken it down. You used to be able to kind of like climb up the wall. You can see the outlet sticking out up there. And you can't do it anymore. I wonder why they took it down. I realize there's like this is storage back here for barricades, but like, what happened to the thing? As we're starting to get towards the end of the New York area, Scare Zone props are starting to fade away, but there is down here, this is called Sting Alley, there is a food offering back here for Last of Us. So we're heading into a quarantine area that is operated by Fedra. And you can see, this is where we get our rations back here. So this is a food offering area. Get some delicious, delicious rations. But looks like the Fireflies have been here. So I think this is gonna be the point of sale. So you will come in from the other direction over here, pay for it here, and then get your food back there. You got some chickens back here too. I'm thinking we're gonna be eating some chicken. So we're kind of back here, Fulton Street and Water Street. Oh no, this is where you would pay for it here. This is the point of sale. I wonder what that other little booth back there was for. I'm interested to find out. So yeah, this is the point of sale out here. This is kind of closer to Transformers. If you're interested in buying some of the Fedra food, some of the rations. Like I said, Fireflies have definitely been here. So I did walk down to Transformers because I wanted to have a look down here underneath Boris Schuster, Private Investigations, Investigating Services. Boris Schuster has a huge role in the Halloween Horror Nights lore, but just underneath, Madame Basile, back down here at the Psychic Readings area, you can see Destiny has sent me on a journey, currently traveling with Dr. Oddfellow and his Traveling Oddities. And you can see she's not in her chair back there. Normally she's back in that chair. There's a mannequin back there. Not anymore. She's off traveling. I don't know if this is a new thing in here, but you can see there's a palmistry poster on the wall. Sorry, it's behind a beaded curtain. And you can tell this is interesting because all of the things that are on it are all zodiac signs. So as we know, Dr. Oddfellow is really trying to take advantage of the zodiac in order to live forever. Trying to see if we can see like maybe Dr. Oddfellow's symbol on there too. Not seeing it, but I am seeing a lot of other zodiac symbols. And it kind of feels like Dr. Oddfellow's symbol is a lot of different zodiacs mixed together. So now we're back at Transformers, and we're gonna make a left turn back towards, this is the Fedra food area back here, heading towards San Francisco. As we've made it towards the end of New York, it looks like the Starbucks out here is still under refurbishment. So you will still have to go over to La Bamba, right over there. Oh, I just realized there's something that we missed in the New York Scare Zone area, in the Vamp 69 area. That's because they don't have it set out. There are some props that they have staged back by the bathrooms here. So let's go have a look at them. We're back in the New York section. You can see the bus down there. Stage is kind of over there. We're heading down towards the bathrooms, which are between Louis Pizza and the arcade in the Irish shop. And the bathrooms are right over here. This is the backside of Mummy. That building right there is the Mummy. And we can see there are some cars back here that they have lined up. We've got an old VW Bug. We have a VW bus here. And you can see they both have pick points on them for a forklift, meaning that they probably don't run. They just wanted to have these as props. And we can see there is something in here being covered up. I'm assuming somebody didn't have a good time. They met their demise. Oh, I like that the dashboard is like made out of license plates. That's pretty fun. Got a thermos back there. Some like cool hippie stuff going on. Never finished school? Now you can get a diploma without going back. An old cigarette up there. Some comics. Teenage Love. Vroom Vroom. Ride in the Wind. Teen Confessions. Scratch Claws. It's pretty neat that they made comics just to put inside here, inside of the bus, inside of the window of the bus. What's that? What kind of cans are inside? I need to get on the other side to have a look. Yeah, some thermoses, some various blankets on there and things like that. It says music on the back. Music. There's also a Ford Fairlane over here. Oh, and there's a few little like stage blocks, things for people to stand on. Some wrappers inside, some soda cans. Some more of those cans. I'm gonna have to look and see what those cans are. Some cigarettes. This, of course, was for the biker gang. This is United We Stand, Maryland, 1788. Okay. Ooh, it looks like blood coming out of there. Some blood on the cigarettes? Because these are the Blood Slayers with a Z. This is the motorcycle gang. So some of the guys didn't have motorcycles. Maybe they were like, oh, I don't know, I can drive my Ford Fairlane down there though. See, this also has its pick points on it. Trying to get a better idea of what's going on in here. They have like, these are like soda bottles, but I think they were meant to look kind of like beer bottles, but they're like, oh, we don't want to put beer in there because we don't want to make it look like they were actually drinking and driving. But I'm sure that was a common occurrence in 1969. Massachusetts, 1788. The sixth state, capital Boston, the Bay State. United We Stand. Some commemorative cans from Massachusetts in 1788. I wonder if that kind of like leans back to the Blood Moon Dark Offering, because Blood Moon Dark Offering is based in a colonial town or a colonial township. So maybe that's a tie-in back to Blood Moon Dark Offering. Interesting stuff. I don't know if this is part of the theming, but there's a forget-me-not in there for disabled veterans. Inside, this is inside of the VW bus. Oh yeah, Blood Slayers. Trippy. I like that for the license plate. What is the license plate on the bus? Let's see if we can see. If it says Happy Travel. I like that. I can't see the Ford Fairlane one because it's behind these boxes. Oh wait, down here it says Bite Me. Ooh, fun. I like that. All right, now we are done with New York. We're headed towards San Francisco. I want to show off this. This is typically a Bloody Mary stand. So now we're headed towards New York. But I also want to stop by Fast and Furious real quick. So the Beat Builders are playing right now. But we are headed back towards Fast and Furious because there is a house portal over here. And we believe this will be the house entrance for Chucky Ultimate Kill Count. And that makes sense with Chucky Killer Treats right out here in front. So we're right next to Fast and Furious Supercharged. And right across the way, Chucky Killer Treats. I like that they have the Chucky up top is just a good guy doll. It is celebrating the series that's on USA Sci-Fi and Peacock. Here in the San Francisco section of the park, we're heading into Shipyard 32, Horrors Unhinged. And you can see we've already spotted Dr. Oddfellow's symbol here on this box. Enter a 1940s San Francisco shipping yard full of mysterious crates and cages bearing Dr. Oddfellow's symbol. Beware, his nightmarish oddities have now escaped, spreading fear and chaos in their wake. Ooh. All right, so there's definitely cages, and we can see there's going to be a scare actor inside of this cage. Trying to reach out and scare you. It's one thing to note, you cannot be grabbed by any of the scare actors. They're not supposed to touch you. So, they will try to reach out towards you, but they will not touch you. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of little props here and there. We can see Dr. Oddfellow's symbol here too. And if we look up, this I feel like is going to be some sort of like animatronic. As we peek through the billowing burlap here, we can start to see there's a hand in there. Oh, an arm. Oh my goodness. Oh no. What happened? Oh dear. That's spooky. But there's also like a shipping crane up here. Very cool. Wheelbarrows and the such. A lot of fun stuff going on. Ooh, look at this. They dropped this crate and it's all broken. And I would imagine some sort of creature was inside and has now escaped. And he'll be reaching through the various areas here. Or maybe not. I don't see an entrance into this thing. Yeah. I think this could be some sort of scare right here. There's definitely a lot in this scare zone right now. We got some strips of cloth and some white and black feathers. Maybe this will be something, an animal or something, some sort of creature that we see in the scare zone. We have another crate here. And this is interesting because it looks like it's solid, but somebody could jump out of there and get you. Those are elastic straps. Yeah, some more crates for some animals. Not seeing any way for anybody to be coming out of this. Maybe there'll just be lights in there, maybe some smoke coming out of there. Same with this one. What do we see? It says, do not open live specimen. Oh, a nice little comfy bed in there for whatever was in there. That's nice. I have a feeling that we will see something soon because there are hinges on the other side for them to open this crate up and put something inside. Oh, this is like an actual live animal crate. They just went online and bought a live animal crate. And then we have a shipping van out here. Oddfellow trademark, trading and imports. You can see there's that symbol again. Now they specifically made license plates for these things. 9F8242. So let me know. Let me know if you guys know what some of these numbers mean. Towards the end, just of course outside of Fast and Furious, across from Lombard's, there's a brand new food booth. This is open year-round. This isn't for Halloween Horror Nights. So new, they don't even have the sign put up on it yet. But it looks like a trolley cart. And the food that's available over here, the menu that's here, you have vegetable egg rolls with sweet chili dipping sauce, Cantonese cinnamon sugar donut stick, Asian chopped salad, and then we got canned beers and draft beers and boba teas. Well, they have some of them on display here. Look at this. Oh, okay. What are these things? Whoa. As we are exiting San Francisco, you can see we've got a lot of interesting truss work set up. We believe this will be a bar type area, but they've got some like party lights going on over here. Some big speakers. Lots and lots of production for this area back here. Came back a little bit further. They've got some high tops set up back here. Another truss. And then something covered up. This is not like a gory thing. This is some sort of electronic that is covered up. I'm assuming maybe a fog machine or something. Maybe a lighting control rig. Large whiteboard of something. Or this is a menu board. Some nice seating area out here. I haven't seen these seats here before. This is nice. I don't know if this is just typical. This is also, Lombard's is one of the places that the RIP tours come to, so this could be part of the RIP tour area. But also it could just be for the bar that's out here. I don't know. This is one of the things that we will definitely have to wait until opening day to see what's going on. So as we pass by the London waterfront here, this is Diagon Alley. It's back behind Leicester Square, back like kind of right there. That's how you get in. And we did get confirmation that the Death Eaters will be roaming around Diagon Alley while Halloween Horror Nights is going on. All right, made it past the London waterfront. We're actually gonna go over here. This is a little shortcut between London and the Simpsons area. But we're gonna have a look at what this food booth is over here, and then we'll head back towards where Nightmare Fuel is, which is the show that'll be taking place in the old Fear Factor Theater. I like this. It looks like an old castle of sorts. I feel like we've seen this in years past. Maybe not. Oh no, this does look familiar. An interesting little symbol up the top. We can see a lot of zodiac symbols in there. Some bats. Okay. Kind of feels like Dueling Dragons, maybe? But Dueling Dragons was up front, so I don't know. Let me take a look and see what various houses are back here. Before we talk about Nightmare Fuel right here, I wanted to point out that the Men in Black alien attack sign is under refurbishment right now. You can see they're doing some painting to it, I'm assuming. So we don't have the times for Nightmare Fuel, but this is the stage show that will be happening back here at the Fear Factor stage nightly during Halloween Horror Nights. So my best description of what Nightmare Fuel is that it is scantily dressed dancers and performers doing various acrobatics, dances, pyrotechnics, and illusions. So you might see fire dancers, you might see just regular dancers, you might see illusionists, you might see contortionists. It's a really fun show. You should definitely come and watch it. Oh, and outside they have decorated the drink booth, Never Go Alone, with this more extensive Oddfellow, like some sort of symbol here. I wonder if somebody can translate what it says around the outside, because these would be letters. And you can see we've got a few of them that are the same. The H and the H and this weird looking EE thing right here. Ooh. Question. What do you guys think it is? Oh, dang it. It just says never go alone. That's annoying. Yeah, so NEVERGOALONE. Dang, never go alone. All right, so before we make it over to Men in Black, just to the right of where Nightmare Fuel is going, there's this gate here. And this is an entrance portal, and this will be for Dr. Oddfellow's Twisted Origins. And this is actually should be an interesting walk because I believe Dr. Oddfellow's is in one of the tent houses way back there. So it'll be a little bit of a walk to get to the house this way. So just past the MIB Gear gift shop, right here next to the bathrooms, we have at least one entrance portal. We believe that this will be for the Darkest Deal. And then we're thinking that Last of Us will have an entrance over here. We don't know what this large truss work is. There have been entrances and exits here, but normally there's an entrance portal like this. But maybe they're using this archway as the entrance portal? Because the last video that we did, we were kind of unsure of this too. Right now there's only one entrance portal. We're thinking maybe there's just one house entrance back here, but there could be two. There could be Last of Us might also be over here. Oh, the Coca-Cola store has added some kind of like cat theming, maybe like black cat theming for Halloween. This is awesome. I love this. Like the bats are little Coca-Colas. The atomic sign is a pumpkin. The cats are Coca-Cola bottles. This is great. Just heading through Simpsons. Of course, Simpsons still doesn't have anything for Halloween. We were hoping to have some sort of like Treehouse of Horror theming or something, but no. Still just Springfield by itself. As we were heading closer to the former Kid Zone, this is where we were thinking the Megan flash mob would be, but it turns out there's a food truck here. So, I don't know. I don't know if we are getting Megan this year. It hasn't been announced. I feel like they did do a sort of like a casting call for people that look like Megan, but I don't know if we're getting Megan Flash Mob this year. But this is another food location right here. I don't know what's going to be here yet. We do have a very large handprint. That's a huge hand. But also, right across from this, underneath these tents over here, is another food location. You can see these pillars with the runes on them. I think we saw these at the Taste of Terror event. But as we head further in towards Animal Actors, you can see there are some food booths back here set up. Oh, so this is a big bar right now too. This is interesting. What is this machine? Is it like an automatic beer thing? Automatic something pourer? I don't know what it is. The rest of the area here, so it seems like that side over there is drinks, and then this side over here is food. Got some deep fryers. 4 deep fryers. Got a lot of deep fryers going on over here and some heat lamps. Yeah. Whatever it's going to be something fried. So right now we're on the back side of Central Park, and this would be the Scare Zone Jungle of Doom Expedition Horror, and we're going to go through it and then come back through it so you guys can, because normally you wouldn't be going through the Scare Zone this way. It kind of presents the other way. So we're going to do that. We're going to go to the other end of it and then come back through. But also there's a house portal here. So it's kind of like out in the middle of nowhere at the moment right now. Not really doing it. I don't understand why it's here. It doesn't make any sense. I'm wondering if it leads back this way. I'm going to head back there and see if there's a house portal back there. Also, shout out to Alicia Stella. She's the one that has been following the permits and stuff like that. And we'll put a link to her Twitter in the description down below. But she found out that they copyrighted the name Troller Coaster. So we believe that the Woody Woodpecker roller coaster will be rethemed to a Trolls roller coaster, and it'll be called the Troller Coaster. So we're back here by SpongeBob Store Pants. Of course, Kid Zone Pizza Company is a traditional location to buy pizza fries during the event. Pizza fries are French fries with cheese, marinara, and usually maybe like a meat topping. You get it without the meat, but sometimes it comes with pepperoni and sausage. So I'm headed back towards ET to see if there's another portal back here for a house. Not entirely sure. Also, this construction update right now looks wild back there. So we are on the other side of SpongeBob Store Pants, and that one random portal was kind of out in front there. I think that it's just going to be pointing back towards this portal right here, which is back by ET, leading you into the haunted house back here. And we believe that this haunted house will be Universal Classic Monsters Unmasked. So I think that this will be the Classic Monsters house back here. And we'll figure our way back that way somehow. So this is a little bit different from our last video. We thought that this portal or this entrance to the house, the Classic Monsters Unmasked, was going to be back by the Esoteric Gate, sort of outside of the horror and makeup show in the Hollywood section of the park. But now we understand it'll be around here. So coming back to this portal, I believe that this one will just be telling you which way things are, because there is one house back there that's kind of hidden, so they wanted to add a little bit more wayfinding here. So like I said, we're at the backside of Jungle of Doom. We're gonna go to the other side and make our way this way through it. So now we're heading into Jungle of Doom Expedition Horror. In the 1920s, Dr. Oddfellow ventured deep into the darkest jungle, performing horrific experiments on nature. Now his monstrous creations are running amok and are coming after you. And like we said in the last video, this one does have a stage set up here to greet you in. Then we've got a few little spots where some scare actors can jump out of. I like it that they put little like cameras in here because they're on an expedition and you would want to document what you're seeing on your expedition. Oh, looks like we've got some bullets too as well. And there is a plane that has crashed. Got some other crates here. Some motor oil. Uh-oh. Looks like we've got a tarp on this tree. And you guys know what this tarp means. Oh no, there's a pith hat up there. I'm sure that was this unfortunate fellow's hat. On an airplane, there is a parachute up high. So it looks like whoever was on this airplane definitely met an untimely demise. Ooh, some cargo netting, another camera over here. This box right here is pretty awesome. Oh, what's all this? Oh, it looks like a campsite maybe, where they made up sort of like a lean-to, and they have started to barbecue something out here, cooking up some dinner of some sort.
Oh my god.
But I'm interested to know what's underneath this. Something little that they had to cover up. Like maybe they're cooking up some sort of cannibalistic items. And the last time that we were here, we didn't really have a good look at these giant bats because they were kind of backlit. Today, that's a different story. There they are, hanging in the trees. Over there. Have another little spot where a scare actor could hide in here. I like these little shields. And at night, this will be very dark, so it'll be harder to see. But you can also see there is a trigger down there that the scare actor could step on to create some sort of noise, some sort of spooky sound. And we've got spiders. Gigantic spiders. So yeah, there's been a few changes since the last time we were here. Ooh, billowing in the wind. So I just walked back through, so we are near Hollywood again. And I wanted to point out that there's a Dia de los Muertos food booth over here. And like I said, we did go to the Taste of Terror event and we found some of the items that they will be selling here. I'll put a link to that video down below the like button. Originally, we had thought that there would be a house entrance back here, but looking back at the esoteric gate, there is no portal here. And we did find all 10 portals today. So there is not going to be a house entrance here. And here outside of the horror and makeup show, if we look right here in the window, we're starting to see some stuff that's not typical. Some tiki drinks. Revenge of the Dead Coconut Club in 3D. It says, see you at the Revenge of the Dead Coconut Club. So okay, come on, Blues Brothers. So Dead Coconut Club is what they turn the Red Coconut Club in City Walk into. It is a horror-themed, like, nightclub. So this one is featuring Universal Monsters. I like this little like coconut drink here. He's got X eyes and he's got 3D glasses on. And you can see here, oh, there's some tentacles coming out of this. And the swizzle stick in the top is a pair of 3D glasses. This is very fun. And then there's another poster here. This is not a real movie. This is part of the display. You can see screenplay by Dr. Jack Griffin, directed by Frankenstein's Monster, produced by Bride of Frankenstein, scored by the Phantom of the Opera. In jaw-dropping 3D, from the depths of the earth, the universe is calling. Will you answer? And you can see there is a red coconut right there. Ooh. So, very interesting. I didn't make it into Dead Coconut Club when it was here last year. I think we'll give it a try and have a look at Revenge of Dead Coconut Club this year, once it finally opens. I know this is kind of out of place. I stopped into the Universal store on our way out. Look at this. We belong to a universal family. How fun is that? Like hugging the earth, and it's made from sustainable materials, but also like spot on branding. Like we're not a Disney family, we're a Universal family. All right, so there you have it. That was our trip out to Universal Studios to check up on all the things that are Halloween Horror Nights related. There was a lot to update. There were a lot more props were out, a lot of stuff to see. The Tribute Store, very excited for the Tribute Store. Tribute Store should be opening with the opening of Halloween Horror Nights on September 1st. So I know that there is an annual pass holder preview on August 30th from 11 a.m. until the park closes. So we're definitely going to be back to check out the Tribute Store, see what it's all about, have a look at the comics, hopefully see a board game in there, hopefully see a t-shirt in there, but you never know. We will definitely be back to check it out. A lot of stuff that I'm very excited for. There's a lot of things. I'm excited for the continuity of the entire event with Dr. Oddfellow connecting all of the different areas, all the different scare zones, and all the different houses. Should be pretty great. I do want to know more about the numerology on the license plates and on the beer cans and on the different areas around the park and the different areas around the scare zones. So if you guys have anything like that, like deciphered, please let me know in the comment section down below because I'm very interested to know about it. So all in all, a fantastic day, and we are very excited for Halloween Horror Nights. But with that being said, we are off. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Hey everyone, I'm Sam. I'm from Malone, New York, and now is the time to pay the price.